I love fish, don't you? Do you have any idea where the fish you eat comes from? Fishing companies all over the world catch huge amounts of fish daily, and the fish are then imported into Singapore. The fishing industry in Singapore is an industry that you might not know about. Fish farms contribute to the environment through many factors, but what exactly is fish farming or aquaculture?
Well, aquaculture basically is about the rearing or growing out of fish. Rather than going out to the sea and catching fish, aquaculture wants to control the environment so that you can have a regular catch, and by controlling the environment you also tend to control the diseases and parasites that typically affect fish.
The number of fish in the ocean has dropped by a drastic amount over the years and continues to drop due to overfishing by mankind. Aquaculture ensures that we have a sustainable supply of fish, and is one way we can help our future generations to continue enjoying fish as delicacies.
以前很大，以前更又大又多，现在又小又少。现在真正的要赚吃不可以了了，抓鱼要赚吃，像我们这老的可以了，摸其实就可以算了啊。要真正的可以了，因为越来越少鱼。 对面一直工厂一直要水就放下来，这海是污染，所以没有什么鱼了。新加坡海小小而已。
Well, I mean, you have to understand why people overfish. It's an economic consideration. They have families to feed, and unfortunately, the overfishing is a direct consequence of the number of people and the demand for fish.
The challenge is to be able to explain to them the importance of ensuring that they fish sustainably and why they need to do so, and also provide them with alternatives.
Some alternatives might only take a decade, others might take centuries. The effects of overfishing are still reversible, that is, if we act now and act strongly. A solution to curb the increase in demand for fish in the market and reducing the problem of overfishing is the setting up of fish farms. However, with a startup cost of nearly $500,000, larger costs incurred from self-sustaining the farm, land constraint, and a product vulnerable to death and disease, the risks are high.
To be economically viable, you need to grow a lot of fish in a small area of water. So typically, the concentration of fish is, say, 50 times higher than what it would be in nature. So that means there's a higher concentration of excrement, of nitrogen compounds, etc., and that causes a lot of stress. So the challenge is to reduce the stress.
I think the biggest issue is land. Those guys at Pasir Ris Farmway, they are all slated to go by the end of 2014. So some of them are pet fish breeder, of course some of them are food fish breeder. So land is one issue, right? Without land, you cannot do farming. But of course, some people say, okay, we have coastal farm, sea farm, and all that. Yeah, but the cost of it, is much higher.
I think there's a lot we can do because we love to eat. So restaurants are sprouting all over the island, and then lots of great cuisine, and we eat all the time. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, supper. So I think if we show through our eating habits that and we explain, when we go to a restaurant, you go to hawker center, you order your plate of char kway teow, tell the uncle or auntie that you want char kway teow with cockles that is sustainable. So examples like that.
We are losing species of fish as well as entire ecosystems. As a result, the overall ecological unity of our oceans are under stress and at risk of collapse. On a global scale, we have enough fishing capacity to cover at least 4 Earth-like planets. We are in risk of losing a valuable food source many depend upon for social, economical, or dietary reasons.
If you go to the supermarket, I know, you have to watch your purse, but pay a little bit more, but make sure that you buy sustainably, because that would ensure that in the long run, future generations, your children, my children, my children's children, will have sustainable seafood to go on.
We can have productive and healthy oceans again. What we need to do is to act on it now, before we cross the point of no return. Imagine a world with no fish. Imagine a meal without seafood. Imagine the global consequences. Our global love affair for fish as food may cease to exist if action is not taken.